Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is founder, CEO of Cabanna, um, and I'm going to be telling you the real, uh, uncut, unedited story of Cabanna. And the reason why I want to do this, even though that there is some information that I personally wouldn't want to hear, I want to show people that we are a honest community. We're not about hiding information. We're not trying to hide information from you. This is truly where Cabanna came from. So I'm going to get right off the bat and start off the story. It's not even a story. It's our story. Um, we Cabanna started on a Xbox 360 community, and really what happened is I was a cop role playing, and and I owned the server. It wasn't even a server; it was a community, but somebody unfortunately hacked it and kind of deleted everything and kicked all of us out of it. And me and my buddy, I'm not gonna say his name because sadly, I don't think he wants anything to do with Cabanna, and I don't think he would like it if I were to put his name out in public. But me and him, we were like, okay, maybe role playing isn't for us. So we started Cabanna. And originally, we kind of had to throw everything together very fast because right when we opened Cabanna, we were getting applications. And what was nice about the Xbox is that you could make an event, and we used those events to advertise ourselves. And when we were advertising ourselves, we got people coming in. So we had to make a Discord. We even made a website, even though the website honestly kind of looked like we just threw it together in a couple seconds, which we did. So that was to be expected. But what then happened is me and the co-owner got in a bit of a dispute. And this is like 2 years ago. So we got in some kind of argument that literally makes no sense to me. Like, I don't know why we got into this argument. It should never happen in the first place. It was about airport charts anyways, moving on. So we shut down Cabanna for about literally 6 months, and then I started getting back into role playing again, because I took a long break from GTA role playing, and in fact I actually went to Roblox, which is kind of crazy because I hate Roblox, for a little bit, but that was only for 2 months. Probably one of the worst experiences in role playing, but it was okay, surprisingly. But I got into 5M, and we were kind of just role playing on this server called New Jersey State Police, and this the server, they told us we cannot fly airplanes, but you can drive buses. And, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to drive this bus called, Los Santos Transit. And I was like, well, I remember we had Cabanna. And at Cabanna, we started Cabanna Bus, and we actually didn't really have a signature color at Cabanna. It was just kind of like a mix of red, white, blue, gray. And that's when we were kind of looking through the colors, and we picked the ultra blue color in GTA, and now we kind of named it that signature Cabanna blue, quote unquote, we call it. And then we made a very, very nice logo, a definite upgrade from the old logo we had. If you follow our Instagram, you probably know what that old logo looks like compared to our new one. So we were opening Cabanna Bus, and then something happened with my computer where it said I don't like 5M for about 2 months straight. So that kind of forced us to shut down Cabanna. And I mean, at that time I wasn't that serious about Cabanna. It was just kind of something I was doing on the side, just as a role play, as a civ. But we opened up Cabanna again later down the road, after 2 months of being forced shut down. and we found this server called San Andreas Department of Public Justice. And they were kind of an okay community, but they were not very polite to Cabanna at all. Their staff team would say, like, they hate me, and they would hate Cabanna too, because what we do is we have a policy where, we can't have obstructions on the runway. Well, the developer of San Andreas Department of Public Justice, he put a racetrack in the middle of the runway. So we had to shut down there, and sadly I was a cop on that server, so we kind of had to shut down Cabanna completely. But we, we had to kind of, sorry, I'm reading a script, and I just lost my place. Anyhow, I'm going to actually cut this take, and I'm going to get all caught up with the script real quick, and then I'll meet you in the second tape. How about that? I'll see you guys on the other side. Sorry about that. Okay, guys, I just got myself like a refresher. I even got a drink of water as I'm getting caught up, and now I'm prepared for what I have to speak about next. So back to SADPJ, or San Andreas Department of Public Justice. They were not nice. I feel like they were trying to put things in our way on purpose, just to kind of get under our skin. And, I'm going to be honest, people didn't like us there because we kind of forced them to get rid of a racetrack. Well, we didn't force them, but we said, hey, if you don't get rid of this, we're going to have to leave because, you're kind of breaking our policy. And we've given them multiple warnings, and it took us the fourth warning, and we finally got out of there. Now, sadly, I was a cop on that server, so I had to stay there for a little bit. I actually was the sheriff of that server for a little while. But so moving on, we the next part of our journey after the SADPJ catastrophe, and it wasn't even a catastrophe, it was just kind of something hard to deal with. But moving on. So then after that, we got partnered with, who did we get partnered with next? We got, I think it was Fine Line Roleplay. I'm not for sure. But with Fine Line Roleplay, it actually wasn't Fine Line Roleplay. Well, it was Fine Line Roleplay, but they kind of like did a name change, swaparoo, whatever. And so we got, not partnered, but we started operating on Fine Line Roleplay, and the owner, he kind of came off very nice at the beginning, but it's kind of like one of those people that they're nice at the beginning, and once you get to know them, they're not really that nice. He was very generous at the beginning, like, we will give you a whole hangar and stuff like that, and then it turns out that, like, one of my good friends, they're good friends, and I just didn't want to really get in between there, so we kind of had to, I didn't want to ruin a friendship that I had, so we kind of got out of there pretty fast. We did not stay too long, we didn't serve too much time in Fine Line, but then we got partnered with, sorry, I keep saying partnered, then we got, started operating on United Gamers, Syndicate Roleplay, and so we're operating on, we used to be operating on Syndicate Roleplay, but they had to shut down because they couldn't afford the server or something like that, but we're still operating on Gamers United, And we are doing very good at Gamers United. We love Gamers United. They treat us very nice there, and it's not like Fine Line Roleplay where they're nice at the beginning, and we know the true personality of them. Like their community's nice, and it's good to be with them, and we like it there a lot. I would actually suggest them if you're looking for a new roleplay community. And I was going to be a cop on there, but I decided to turn down the opportunity of the application. Even though I went through the application, I got passed and everything like that. But still, they're very nice. It's a small community, and me personally, I like small communities over the larger communities, even though I am trying to get into a larger community, so I'm a little bit of a hypocrite right there. But I love I like smaller communities, especially for Cabanna right now, because we are still growing. We're considered a very small airline. If you look at our competitors, we only have a minimum amount of employees working for Cabanna, and thankfully we have a trusted employee group. But a next part of my story is something that we are struggling with employee-wise, and this is something that Cabanna has really been struggling ever since we tried opening up on 5M. Unemployment. We are really struggling with getting more applications, getting new people to even join our Discord to try to get traffic in our Discord. It's been a struggle for us, definitely, and we're trying to do our best with like advertising ourselves and stuff like that. We're trying a lot of new methods like Instagram and stuff. And we're going to be coming out with a like YouTube advertisement soon on this channel. But that is a very big struggle. So if you please, this would help out Cabanna so much. This is more than enough. If you could like try to help advertise us, try to maybe if you know a friend that plays 5M and likes aviation or driving buses or anything of that nature, just send them over to us, or maybe tell him about us, and maybe he can think about it, because we are trying really, really hard to get our employment up, because we're small and people like our ideas. People want us to go to their servers, but sadly we can't at the moment because of our population. We're just too small, and we would love to expand, but sadly we just can't right now. What else did I just do I want to talk about with Cabanna? We're almost done here, so thank you for you guys that are sticking in so far. But what else? Oh, yes, Timber Regional Airlines. I get a lot of questions, and I think people do get confused on what Timber Regional Airlines is. Some people think that Timber Regional Airlines was like the name before Cabanna. That's not true. Timber Regional Airline is a sub-airline for Cabanna, which means they are a regional carrier, which Cabanna, it's technically still Cabanna. It's owned by Cabanna. And it's another airline, it's just owned by Cabanna, so it's and like, for example, American Airlines, they have Envoy Air and PSA, and I forgot the other, Piedmont. They have those three sub-airlines, and Cabanna's sub-airline is Timber. So Timber is not an old name. Timber is not anything in the past. Timber is just something new that we added. And it's also a part of our cadet program as a pilot, even though we have not used it at all, because, again, we have not had really any applications. I mean, we have had some, but we just implemented our cadet program and, finalized everything. And, so I'd say I've pretty much covered everything that I want to cover. Um, I guess one other thing that I would like to cover is thank you to all of our partnerships, everybody that's trying to help advertise Cabanna. It really means a lot, um, to us. If and again, like I said, if you know anybody that loves aviation or might want to, work for Cabanna, uh, you know, just give them an idea of what Cabanna is. Like, just say, hey, it's a 5M travel company. Oh, and one other thing, we only operate on 5M. Sorry for PS4, sorry to Xbox. We only work on 5M. Maybe in the future, but right now, Xbox is in the past. Right now we're on 5M, and we're doing we're doing better than we did on the Xbox on 5M. So we're gonna probably stick with 5M a little bit longer. Anyways, this is Luke Hedin, the CEO and founder of Cabanna, and peace out. Thank you for watching.